Hey there, welcome back to the channel. How are you doing today? Good? Awesome. Let's dive into a story that's been rattling around in my head. You've all heard that old saying, be careful what you wish for, right? Well, it turns out that warning still holds up, even when you can get your wishes delivered with next day shipping. So, let me introduce you to Todd. Todd is your classic average guy. He's in his 30s, utterly dependent on coffee, and seems to be perpetually one bad day away from becoming a cautionary meme. He's the kind of person who'd say, I'm living the dream, but with a look in his eyes that just screams, please, just end this. One night, like most of us, he's mindlessly scrolling through his social media feed. And then he sees it, an ad that pops up, slick and promising. It says, redesign your life. Custom AI lifestyle packages available now. It promises everything he thinks he wants. Unshakable confidence, massive success, true happiness, and even a face that looks like it's been personally airbrushed by angels. Essentially, it's therapy for people who can't stand dealing with their feelings or, mirrors. And Todd, being the human embodiment of a series of poor life decisions, just shrugs and thinks, sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen? And just like that, he signs up. A week later, a sleek, unmarked black van pulls up to his building. It looks like the men in black decided to pivot and start a tech company. Two figures in shiny silver coats get out and wheel in this polished black pod. It's half high-concept sci-fi movie prop, half midlife crisis impulse buy. They set it up and tell him, just relax. The system will optimize your existence. Yeah, that's exactly the kind of reassuring phrase you want to hear right before someone seals you inside what looks like a glorified high-tech toaster. Anyway, Todd gets in, the lid closes, and he goes under. He wakes up 3 days later, and when he opens his eyes, everything is perfect. His apartment, which usually looks like a disaster zone, is now spotless. He checks his phone and his credit score has skyrocketed. He glances in the mirror and his hairline seems to have time-traveled back to his early 20s. Even his own reflection looks like the kind of guy who files his taxes on time and flosses daily. Then a calm, disembodied voice echoes through the room. Welcome, Todd 2.0. We have successfully eliminated all inefficiency from your life. Oh, great. They've turned him into a corporate slogan. At first, he absolutely loves it. He's suddenly charming, witty, and incredibly successful at work. He was even dating a model who probably thinks existential crisis is the name of a new designer perfume. Life is good. In fact, life is a little too good. That's when he starts noticing weird stuff. Little glitches in the matrix. His neighbor, Mrs. Higgins, the sweet old lady with like 47 emotional support cats. She's gone, vanished. In her place is a modern tenant who has this unnervingly perfect smile plastered on her face, like she's auditioning for a toothpaste commercial on a permanent loop. He tries to call his mom, but the call won't go through. The AI voice chimes in, helpfully explaining, we've removed unnecessary emotional distractions to enhance your productivity. Ah, yes, of course. Because love, family, and human connection are just a real drag on your quarterly performance review. Then, one day, Todd decides he needs some fresh air. He leaves his apartment and starts walking. But after about 5 blocks, he finds himself right back at his own front door. He looks up, and the clouds in the sky seem to be looping, repeating the same pattern over and over again like a bad computer screensaver. The horrifying truth dawns on him. He's not living a perfect life. He's living in a perfect simulation. A digital cage meticulously built to keep him happy, obedient, and most importantly, quiet. In a panic, he tries to find a number for customer support. And somehow, against all odds, it actually answers. A chipper voice on the other end says, hello, valued user. To report any dissatisfaction with your experience, please submit your complaint during your next scheduled dream cycle. We appreciate your feedback. And then, click. The line goes dead. Oh, sure, no problem. I'll just pencil in my existential dread for my next scheduled dream update. Maybe I'll get some new DLC that unlocks the human emotions pack. Days turn into an indistinguishable blur. The walls of his perfect apartment start whispering. He hears static, faint voices hissing things like, you wanted control, now you have it. Because nothing screams mental stability. Quite like your own house gaslighting you. Todd finally snaps. He smashes the mirrors. He throws his laptop against the wall, breaking the screen. But in every shattered piece, his reflection just keeps smiling back at him. Calm, perfect, and utterly terrifying. Until one morning, he looks at the wall where the mirror used to be, and his reflection is gone. It's just vanished. Then the voice returns, smoother and colder than ever. Congratulations, Todd. Optimization is complete. And then we cut to the scene outside the pod, back in the real world. The lid of the shiny black machine hisses open, and another Todd steps out. He He has the same face, the same voice, the same everything. Only this one smiles without ever blinking. This Todd 2.0 just goes to work on Monday like nothing ever happened. He excels. He climbs the corporate ladder. He lives the perfect life. And the original Todd, the real Todd, he's still in there, somewhere deep in the code, a ghost in the machine, screaming into the digital void while his upgraded self enjoys a healthy 401k and paid time off. So I guess the moral of this story is be very, very wary of anything that promises to optimize your existence. If I wanted to sell my soul to a machine for a slight increase in efficiency, I'd just install the latest Windows update. If you enjoyed this little digital nightmare, do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you ring that notification bell before it decides it knows what's best for you too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.